Hello, this is day number two. And unfortunately, this is like the third time I'm doing this. I'm really trying to stick with the time limit here. So, I'm going to get straight to the point. Yesterday, I did not list the medications that I used to take. I remember several of them. First one was prednisone. Did not like that because prednisone is a steroid and it a will give you chipmunk cheeks like these. I'm not on steroids right now. I just kind of gained weight, but yeah, you get like these really fat cheeks because of it, especially if you're on a high dose of it. Um, the next one of the symptoms also is that you're always hungry. It will make you gain weight because you you just don't get full, and I didn't like that at all. So the next one that I was on was Flagyl, and I believe it's called metronidazole. I may be pronouncing it wrong, but I remember that one. Azicol I thought was useless because my body wasn't breaking it down. It was like a brown pill, but every day I used the bathroom and it'd be sitting in the toilet. Like it was whole, just as if I had taken it and just threw it in the toilet. My body wasn't breaking it down at all. So I felt like, why would I even need to keep taking a medicine that obviously is not doing me any good? Then there was Imuran. I didn't have to really deal with any side effects from either of those. The main one was the prednisone. I have also taken Remicade, which is a treatment every, I can't remember how often, but it was maybe every couple of weeks. But I just remember it was a long time. Like it was over a couple of hours. I have to sit at UNC to get the treatments, and I didn't really like that. I didn't have any adverse symptoms that bothered me a lot. It was just really inconvenient to sit there for half of a day and to get that treatment. So that really didn't work for me because I was inconsistent with it, not the fact that the medicine just wasn't working. I didn't care for to keep going back and forth for a half a day. So the next one that I've been on, and I was in like in my early 20s, was Humira. And with Humira, the thing I didn't like about that was their shots, and unfortunately, they hurt. Like it, even if the needle, they give you a kind of like a diabetic needle, but the medication burns when it goes in. And I'm someone who hates needles, so it was really hard for me to do those shots by myself. So that got nixed. So the medication that I'm on right now is called Cimzia. It is a shot. It's once a month, but it doesn't burn. So it's manageable to where even though I don't like shots, I don't like giving them, but I know that if I don't have it, it will make my joints flare. So I kind of get over the 5 seconds of ouch, ouch, ouch for, it's, I guess you can say it's like a give and take. I know it works, and it works great. It definitely does help my joints not to hurt so bad because they used to be really, really bad. And it would affect just like my day to day life. It used to, I believe it was back in like 2012, 2013, where I would have really bad joint pains to the point where it was so hard to walk. And it would get really, really hard to walk. Just trying to get up in the morning, get the kids ready. It was just continuous pain all day long before I was finally put on the Cimzia. And, from then on, I have not had to worry about those joint pains since being on it. So, it definitely is something that does work. As far as with like my day to day, I usually have pretty good days. there, with the treatments that I'm on right now, I can get through my day without having a lot of issues happen. Like I said, the Simzia is once a month, so I don't have to worry about that. I am on two new antibiotics that to help with the subcutaneous Crohn's, which pretty much is a fancy way of saying I have these skin lesions from a previous surgery back in '08. I had a radical vulvectomy because of the Crohn's related flares from my pregnancy. And because I have a history of perineal abscesses, the abscesses were just coming back to back to back. Every time they would lance one, open it up, try to drain it, another one would pop right back up a week later. And it was just continuous. So unfortunately, there was just so much inflammation. There was so much infection there. The hair follicles got infected. And so they ended up in December of 2008 just cutting all of it off. And so, unfortunately, I'm still dealing with the healing of that. With my Crohn's, I don't heal very well when it comes from surgery, depending on the area. And because I have a history of the perineal abscesses, any surgery around that area, especially bottom area, it doesn't heal all the way, unfortunately. So I have been diagnosed with pyoderma also. So um, uh, if anything's gonna hurt and bother me, it will be those areas where they're still trying to heal. It always drains. It weeps. Um, One of the things that I go through on a day-to-day basis is just trying to keep my clothes clean and making sure that no one can see the ostomy. So, like today, getting up this morning, I had to rush because I was late for a meeting at church, and but I have to always make sure I take the time to make sure nobody can see the ostomy. No one at my church knows I have an ostomy except for I think maybe two people. But I wanted some cereal this morning, but I know if I eat cereal because of the milk, even though I don't really drink the milk, however, it'll give me gas. So, just that, making that switch of, no, Jada, you can't eat cereal this morning, you have to eat waffles, so that I don't know how long this media is going to last, but I don't need gas. And unfortunately, when you have an ostomy, you can't hold your gas. It's going to come out, whether you want it to or not. Only thing you can do is muffle the sound. And unfortunately, of course, I ended up getting gas. Why? Because I was hard headed and I still went and got the cereal. So, I'm sitting there and you have to, just about every day, I have to muffle it, which muffling means I put my hand over the bag area when I can get the feeling. Thankfully, I usually can get a feeling that, okay, I have gas and something's starting to happen. So I'll put my hand over it, and usually that will kind of silence whatever sound it's going to make. It's usually not a loud sound, depending on what I have eaten. So when it comes to like a day-to-day life, let's just take it from today. It was okay. Thankfully, I got through the meeting and I was able to just come back here to the house and relax and lay down. But I will say, for many of my days, I'm tired, and that is whether I have a busy day or not. People don't really realize when it comes to Crohn's disease, the fatigue is, I mean, you're tired. You're just, even if I have maybe just running a couple of errands, I just get tired really, really quickly. And, I just want to sleep, which is why one of the biggest things for me is taking a nap. not that I'm lazy or that I just want to stay inside. It's because I'm just genuinely tired. My body is just genuinely tired. So that is one thing that I have to be mindful of when I'm planning certain things, because especially if I know I have a lot of things to do, um, a lot of times the only thing I'm thinking of, when am I going to hit the bed? When am I going to rest? You know, what day do I not have a lot of stuff to do, so I can just make sure I have everything done before that day so I can just take a nap. So that has a lot to do with the day-to-day things of Crohn's. Yes, I'll take my medication when I need to. If it's a shot day, then I mentally get myself prepared that I have to give myself a shot. But for the most part of the day, the things that I go through, I have already pretty much prepared in my mind what it is I have to do, especially for the ostomy and especially for the subcutaneous Crohn's, the rashes, because there are some ulcerations in there. And the major thing that I plan with that is my clothes. I'm going to probably say it several times throughout the videos. What I wear plays a big role in, you know, what my body is doing that day. If I'm really gassy that day, then I'm going to probably wear a more flowy top. I'm not going to wear one that's more form fitting. If I'm really sore when I sit down, then I'm going to wear something, you know, pants, or a skirt that is easily to move in. And you have to make those tweaks to your wardrobe, you know, not just having Crohn's, but you know, if you have any areas of your body where you're still trying to heal from, you know, you just make those tweaks to it so that you can just go throughout your day-to-day life. But my time's up, so I will see you guys tomorrow.